All right, everybody, welcome back to another Greedo's Goldmine, your most bipolar channel community at this point on the interwebs. Sometimes we talk about toys. Tonight, we're going to cook our Christmas dinner, just in case this is one of the last Greedo's Goldmines we can do of this variety, just in case life doesn't work out. You know, as they say, you hope for the best, plan for the worst. And so in planning for the worst, just in case we were to lose everything, start from scratch, and rebuild somehow, we're gonna do a Christmas Greedo's Goldmine cooking. And so what are we gonna do tonight? The Trader Joe's Gorgonzola and Gnocchi blend, if they still have it. If not, Trader Joe's. This is really delicious. I think we should get it back. And so to do that, we're simply just gonna add a little bit of olive oil, as we did already, to this pan, and basically just start cooking up our Gorgonzola gnocchi. Put it in there with the oil. Take some heat on that bad boy. This is a very simple Christmas dinner tonight because we're living out of what we have right now to be as economical as possible, as opposed to getting more stuff. We did our Christmas Eve dinner with something a little more special, the Burger King Bacon King meal. So we're gonna get that going. I need to cover it that way it's up properly. And so to work with that one, we're gonna have to find our trusty wooden spoon. So that's gonna be to do any of the stirring when need be for this. You wanna, basically, it's got some cheese and some gnocchi inside that are frozen, and as the cheese melts, the gnocchi kind of softens up as you go. And yeah, you get the idea. We're gonna kick it over more this way too, so we see better what's going on. And what's going to go with that? Well, most people do Christmas ham, but we don't have ham today. What we do have is, as my brother informed me, it's called Hawaiian steak, apparently, Spam. So we're going to do the can of Spam we have for our Christmas dinner with this gnocchi. And we're going to do the Spam actually in our trusty cast iron skillet to just make it all the more special. So I have a cutting board here. Basically, you just need to get the Spam out somehow. We're going to use a fork to unlodge it. And just like a Christmas ham, we're going to carve the Spam into thin slices for our skillet, because we love cast iron skillet cooking, and that's one thing we hope to not lose the capability of. It's one of the items that is on the list of things I would plan to keep if I ever had to quickly go. I'd leave it in my car. It also serves as a wonderful protection tool if one was ever homeless, I suppose. So yeah, we're kind of in one of those modes where we're selling as much as possible to, well, recoup what we needed in terms of our grandmother's inheritance, which bought largely our collection, contrary to knowledge most people know out there. It was her final wish for me to have this collection over the years, and so it was paid for very much by her own kindness and generosity. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to do half of the Spam at a time. So I'm going to start heating up our cast iron skillet there and tend to the gnocchi as we go. And the gnocchi's a little angry, so I'm going to calm it down a little bit. We don't want the gnocchi noodles to burn, but we want the cheese to melt evenly throughout, and the gnocchi to soften from its state of frozenness. And these, you don't actually really have to add anything in. If you really want to, you could add, I guess, some Italian seasoning or something, but they come pretty well with the Gorgonzola cheese and the gnocchi itself, well flavored to go straight out of the package for the most part. And that's why we're doing this with Spam. It's a very easy Christmas meal to do on the quick go when you're kind of not having the greatest Christmas of the year necessarily, of your life. It has been a little lonely not having family around, safe to say, and with the, impending issues financially, etc., that we haven't been able to work out thanks to lapses in disability, our own mistakes, you name it, pretty much everything going wrong all at once in the state of California. We have to kind of just do the best we can this Christmas time, and hope for the best, plan for the worst. And so again, in case this is one of our last videos, we at least do a Christmas dinner with everybody really quickly. True to the whole divorced dad, alienated from children, presumably, kind of spirit we were working in earlier in this year, but just in this time being more of a divorced dad, rebuilding life from scratch at the age of 37. So now you guys know how old I am. So this Spam is going to be beautiful, being in a cast iron skillet. And Spam has enough grease that you don't have to add any oil either. I'm going to add a couple more pieces in there and just kind of keep going as the fry commence requires. Basically, you can fit 8 Spam into your cast iron skillet. Slices, that is. And I'm going to get a plate out for these guys. We only have fancy glass plates at this point because that's, kind of the whole point of using reusable stuff. So, home economics, something you can actually learn from Greedo's Goldmine, and we learned in our own middle school growing up, where we did in Indiana in the suburbs of Chicago. All right, we're starting to get some good frying on these things. I want these to be nice and crispy, so we're gonna okay, cool. And as that happens, I'm gonna just cut the rest of this Spam into slices. We might as well just use it all tonight and save whatever we don't eat for the morning. We're going to need some breakfast anyway, stashing food as much as possible. So that's one way to do it, is to just make the whole can at once. Spam, regardless, as long as you fry it up well enough, it's going to be really good the next day. It's just all about making it thin sliced enough to make that crispy sort of feel to it as you cook. Actually, I'm going to grab the tongs for this one too, even though it's an extra supply. It's way easier to flip these things. Ooh, those are looking fantastic. And basically, as some of the Spam get done, we're just going to put them on the plate and then replace it with new Spam. Turn that vent on too for good measure, even though I don't think the smoke alarms will go off today. these are starting to look, yep, pretty good. So as you see, nice and crispy on both sides. I'm gonna pull those ones out and replace them with some new Spams. All right, we got a little bit of them done. Now we also have enough room in the pan. We should be able to get the rest of our Spam. Which we do. Go get rid of the can now too. Make a Christmas rhyme. It's about the only thing we have to do for fun this time. So, oops. And we did unfortunately burn this a little bit today, but not in such a way that it's going to be bad. That's pretty much done. Some of this cheese, get that extra cooked, and I actually like those crispy bits of cheese, so that's going to be really nice as a little happy accident. Kind of like when you get those bits of mac and cheese with the crispiness to it. So there we go. You see this gnocchi with the crispy cheese inside. Got a couple more pieces of Spam done. Now just 5 more to finish this fry up. So here you go, Spam of different varieties. Alright, we can start clearing our kitchen area too for cleaning it a little bit. We won't forget to do our dishes tonight at Greedo's Goldmine, for sure. The saddest part is thinking that the gold mine itself might have to be rebuilt and replenished. We really had a rough year, it turns out. Well, we've learned a lot from it, and we can move forward in the most positive ways where time allows for, when it comes to life, especially living with different illnesses. It will require a bigger fan base to reach and more financial support as we build this community from a channel, the most bipolar toy show on all the interwebs, to just something completely different altogether as a beast. Kind of living with these illnesses more or less, and what that looks like on a day-to-day basis, collecting where we can and salvaging the collection where we can. Maybe we'll talk about the things we like if we're not buying stuff, or depending on how much time we get, we'll be able to go back and look at more of, like, say, the Jack Disney Princess line while I still have it in hand that my daughter was collecting, or, something like that. I might not have all the accessories, but at least, it's something we can do depending on how everything goes. But, we'll have to kind of see. There's a difficult, weird, uncertain times we're navigating through here, and unfamiliar territory for myself. I'm just trying to hopefully not become homeless in the meantime. But our Spam is almost ready. It is pretty well done, so we're gonna call that there on the cook. And there is our Christmas Spam. And we're gonna eat that really quickly with our gnocchi. So I'm gonna get the gnocchi into a little serving bowl. So you can see that. We'll start a little bit of our Christmas dinner together, and then I'll leave you all to do the rest of your thing on this lovely evening, wherever you are on this planet, at least if it's still Christmas. You'll have to tell me that in the comments section, because I don't know where my viewers are all at, other than most of them are in the United States. The second most come from Britain. The third most come from Canada, which is always appreciative that I have such an international viewing. I also know there's a lot of German, Mexican, and Spanish viewers as well from what I've seen. So, it's great to interact with everybody that does join the community and the channel, wherever you are on this planet. And actually, so you can hear me, we can turn the vent off now too, as we finish up getting our gnocchi together from this wonderful little Christmas get-up of holiday Spam instead of holiday ham. And so there's that gnocchi with the nice crispy cheese. We're gonna move this over so you can kind of see what we got going on. Again, the Spam, really crispy. The gnocchi, crispy cheese, and otherwise nice and soft. We're just gonna grab a fork real quick, sit down, and say Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night, hopefully, or day, wherever it is. And we're gonna really good while it's hot and fresh. See how this Christmas Spam turned out too. Yep, perfect in the center heat-wise. Really crispy on the outside. If you can't have the real thing, this is a good second best. So, Well, with that one, we're gonna leave you all from another Greedo's Goldmine Kitchen Edition. We hope you enjoyed this one. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Hopefully, if it keeps rolling, we'll see how this next patch of life rolls. But, thanks for tuning in as always, especially on Christmas. We really appreciate it, and hope wherever you are, you had a Merry Christmas with you and your family. And until the next one, we hope you continue to have a good one wherever you are on this planet. And thank you as always for taking the time out of your day to share yours with mine. So it does make it all the more special, especially this year being as tough as it was. So thank you, everybody. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if we don't see each other before then. Slunch ya.